Hi, folks. Welcome back to another episode of Star Power Baseball. I'm your host, Dennis, coming to you from the Cincinnati Razorback Room. Real glad to see you. This is the second in our series of the Rulebook, and that's what we're going to get into real quick. Last time we talked basic introduction. Today, we're going to get into the cards. We're going to talk a little bit about what types of cards are player cards. That's what we're going to talk about today, different types of player cards, and that's on page 6, beginning on page 6 in the rule book. So hey, without any further nonsense, let's just get right into it. Let me shrink myself down here and get off to the side over here where I belong. Let's just get into it. Page 6 of the rule book right here, the first thing it talks about is the career pitching card. And if you'll look there, you'll see a Phil Niekro card. The K right there, that's a K. Okay, right there's a K. See that I highlighted the card. There's a K. An H with a line over it, we call that a hit minus. W with a line over it, it's a walk minus. B, Z, B, G, B, X, B, HR with a line over the top of it, a home run minus, and a B. Z is a wild pitch, X is a hit batter, B is spin the batter, G is a ground ball. Okay? Pretty simple stuff. This is a lifetime card. This is the Hall of Fame Phil Niekro card. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1997. You see that information there. And on the back of it, on the back of the card here, is all the information that you'll need to learn about Phil Niekro as well as play the game. It shows that he is an S7. Well, first let's start with number 1, the pitcher's name right there, okay? Phil Niekro. Number 2, this shows the bunting ability. He'll use a standard batting card because I didn't make a Phil Niekro batting card. And his running ability, speed 0, ability 0. So he's not much of a hitter. He's a B10, but he can sacrifice bunt. If you need a bunter, Phil would be a good guy to get out there and bunt for you. So not bad at all. Okay. Number 2 on the back, that's what that is. Number 3 tells you what years that this pitcher played. Niekro played from 1964 through 1987. That's 24 seasons in the big leagues. Pretty good. No wonder he won 318 games. Number 4 tells you whether he is a starting pitcher or relief pitcher, and that is going to be crucial when you begin to play the advanced game and start using things like pitcher fatigue and starting pitching, relief pitching, and begin to change pitchers like that. That's going to be a crucial segment of the card. Okay? This number 5 tells you how many respins that he gets. So it'll be from 0 to 4 on a pitcher. The most that a pitcher can get is 4, the least is 0. Okay? Now we got number 5 is respins. Number 6 shows the stats for the pitcher right there. Like Phil has a 3.35 ERA. He has 5.6 strikeouts per 9 innings. And he won 318, lost 274. So it gives you some of his, like a baseball card. Man, it's like the back of the Phil baseball card right there. Okay? And then it gives you, on number 7, an interesting something tidbit about that player. For like Phil was a boyhood pal of John Havlicek. So they kind of knew each other when they were kids. I thought that was interesting. I dig up these facts about these guys and throw them on the back of the card just to keep you interested in the cards. And it's pretty cool to do. You'll look on the front of the card, go back to the front, and you'll see a picture on the front of the card. And that, almost every lifetime card that we make has a really cool picture of him. And that's Phil with the Atlanta Braves. And it also has a star. Now the star On this one is a gold star with 7 in it, and we'll get into more star power in a little bit later in the rule book, but you just know that that's his star power rating is in that star. And usually on the bottom of the card or top of the card it'll be star power, and it'll usually tell you like what it is. Like this is Hall of Fame and Hall of Fame class of 2007. So that's the pitching card. It has letters in the outer circle. Okay? Career, this is his career stats. This card is based on Phil Niekro's entire career, not just one season. So I took his entire career and basically put it on a card, and that's what Phil Niekro looks like. Okay? The next thing we're going to look at is over here, and we're going to look at the career batting card. And my example there is just one of my most fun cards is Ty Cobb. Ty Cobb in his classic, I'm running the bases there, and you can see the numbers all around the card there. I'm using a Hall of Fame card once again. On this one, the Hall of Fame card right there, and it's got Ty Cobb in it. Beautiful picture. There's his star power. You notice that Phil Niekro here, star power was 7. Ty Cobb's got a little bit better star power. He's a star power 22. So if you're playing in a game where you're going by points, Niekro's going to cost you 7 points. Ty Cobb's going to cost you 22. And you got to think about it, man. In today's market right now, Phil Niekro be $7 million a year, Ty Cobb $22 million a year. Comes out about right, you know. Maybe even more than that, you know. But that's a ratio that you can use. Ty Cobb costs 3 times as much as a Phil Niekro does. Okay. You notice the numbers are on the outside of the card, 1 through 14. Those of you that are familiar with Catico numbers, the numbers are very similar. We'll get into the batting key later on also. All right, let's go to the back of the card, all right? The back of the card. Number 1 shows the player's name. It'll be at the top on almost every card. There it is. Number 2 is the same as it was for the pitcher. You see the pitcher's number 2 card right here. Well, on the batter, the number 2 is the same thing, but it's a little different. Ty Cobb, bunt rating is a sack 3, infield hits, bunts, a sack 3. But it doesn't say B with a number because you're not going to use a standard batting card with Ty Cobb. You're going to use this card. That's his batting card. You're going to use that. And his bat, L, means bats left-handed. Okay? That'll be important. If you look at Phil Niekro, his up here throws right. 7 innings starting pitcher, TR throws right. And that'll come into play a little bit later on. Okay, when we get to reading the information on the card itself. Okay? Number 3 is what seasons the player played, and Cobb played from 05 to 28, again, a 24-season player. Cobb and Niekro both played 24 years, 64 to 87, 05 to 28. That's 24 seasons that they were a part of. Pretty doggone cool, isn't it? Okay. Number 4 is the position or positions that the player played. Ty Cobb, outfield, is a center fielder. He did play other outfields, but as you'll look on the rule book a little bit later on when we rate the players' fielding positions, a guy that plays center field can play all the outfield positions at his center field rating. So we put Ty Cobb as a center field 35. The lowest score you can get on the ratings here, P is the percentage rating. Fielding percentage, he's average, a 3. R is the range and arm of an outfielder. R would be the arm of a catcher. R would be the range of an infielder. On an outfielder, it is range and arm, and Cobb is an R5. That's as good as it gets. That means if you're going to run on Ty Cobb, he might throw you out. A good possibility that he will. Okay? So that P and R's are both rated 1 to 5. The next one is number 5, and it is the number of respins that this particular batter can get. And Ty Cobb gets 2. That's maximum for a batter. That means during the game, twice you may respin Ty Cobb. Okay? So that's simple. Number 6, some of the vital stats that we put in, and the vital stats for Cobb, we put his batting average, his OPS, and his at-bats per home run. And these are things that score star power points. Batting average, not so much, but the OPS and the at-bats per home run are directly correlating to the number of star power points used. Okay, and then number 7 will be an interesting fact, just like it was on the pitching card, an interesting fact or a tidbit about that player. And on Ty Cobb, he won 12 batting titles and hit over 400 3 times. I thought that was an interesting fact about Ty Cobb. Okay, that's pretty simple on career cards. Career pitching card, career batting card. You got fronts and backs, pitchers and stars. Pictures and stars. Okay? Now we're going to go into the last type of player card, and that is a single season card. It could be the single season card is based on a team, like this one here is the 1963 Dodgers. That's who this is because their logo's in the center, and this would be part of that set. Okay, Sandy Koufax, 1963. And you'll see that all of those stats right there are on the front of the card. Wins, losses, ERAs, plus his sacks and his rating for batting, S9, TL, +4. That's a good thing to look at. +4 on Koufax right there means he gets 4 respins in this particular year that he played. On this single season card, when you see all the info on the front and there's no picture on it, there will be no back of the card. It will be blank. So this card will be blank on the back. All right? Won't have this information. When you see a picture on the front of the card like this one, this is a 1932 NL MVP Chuck Klein, and it's got a star power rating on it, and it's got a picture. There will be information on the back of the card. So you would flip Chuck Klein over, and he'd have a back to his card, and you could read it and see what's happening. Let's see if I can bring that up real quick for you guys. Let's see here, Klein. Chuck, let's see, backs for 36 card set, award winners. There it is, right there. Okay, there's your Chuck Klein card. Let's see if I can find it here. And let's see if I can shrink it. All right, let's go here with it. There you go. Chuck Klein card. And it shows that this is the back of this card right here. Okay, this is 1932 NL MVP. That year he batted .348. His OPS was 1050. 17 at-bats per home run, so 1 homer over 17 at-bat, and he won the NL MVP. He was a running speed 4, ability 3, right field P1, which is as low as it gets, but a good arm. Led the league in 8 major categories during the 1932 season with 2 respins on a Chuck Klein card. That's why I'm going to close that out. That's what that card would be on the back of it. So there you have it, guys. There you have it. 3 types of player cards: career pitching, career batting, and single season pitching and batting. Same thing. So you can go single season. And you notice the color of the star in a single season is blue. Most of your retired players on a career card will have a white one unless they're Hall of Fame, and then it'll be gold. We'll get into that a little bit later also. So that's going to do it for today on this episode of Star Power Baseball. I'm going to grow real quick. Look at that. Ha ha ha. I'm Dennis, your host. I'm glad that you guys could tune in today. I hope it didn't take too much of your time. You can contact me at warhammerworld@hotmail.com, and you can call me if you have any questions. You guys know my phone number. Email me, and I'll get it out there to you. Once again, we appreciate your listening. Hit the like and subscribe button to our channel. We sure could use that. We'd like to get up to where we get a like every time, and we get a lot of subscribers to our channel. The more we get, the better we do. And we appreciate you guys. So until next time, remember, hey guys, dice are nice, but the spin is in. We'll see you next time on Star Power Baseball.